Hello everyone, I want to start this video off differently. So, before my long form videos, I always made shorts. I made most of these shorts with CapCut templates. I was new, don't judge me. One of these shorts was King Ghidorah vs Mechagodzilla, and I made Mechagodzilla win. Now, I have learned from my mistakes. But the lesson I want you to learn is to always take these stupid shorts with a grain of salt. Since most people don't do the best research and don't send hate to these creators, they can't fit anything in 60 seconds. Now that I got that off my shoulders, let's begin. So, I have seen people give Mechagodzilla abilities because of his weapons. These are weapons, not abilities. The only real abilities he has are his proton beam and blue fist thingy majiggy. Okay, but why is Ghidorah stronger than Mechagodzilla, you may ask? Well, it's pretty obvious. King Ghidorah is equal to Godzilla, Nuke Amped of 2019, who is stronger than Godzilla 2021, who is stronger than Mechagodzilla. So yeah, not that hard truly. Don't believe me? Well, Adam Wingard himself stated if Godzilla didn't have beef with a big monkey for 12 hours where he spammed his atomic breath for absolutely no reason at all, he would have beaten Mechagodzilla. And now you are wondering, how does Godzilla 2019 beat 2021? The newest is always the strongest, right? And to that I say, no. Let me clear this up real quick. And if my very specific explanation is not enough, I will leave a link to Godzilla King of the Monsters in the description, because he is a much better Godzilla scaler than me. The author of Godzilla vs. Kong novelization and King of the Monsters novelization stated that in King of the Monsters, Godzilla was at full power, and he was close to full power at the start of GVK, and he got weaker as the movie went on. And if that is not enough to get your feeble mind to understand, we go to Godzilla Dominion, where Godzilla is in a severely weakened state. This is stated heavily. He says he is hungry, tired, and weakened, kinda like you on a Monday morning. He was still able to defeat Amhuluk pretty easily, and the designers of Amhuluk said that Kong would have a hard time dealing with Amhuluk, so we can say that Amhuluk is close in strength to Kong. Later in Dominion, Godzilla goes back to his former territory, which he got kicked out by a big monkey. That is not Kong. This monkey, known as the Rival, is said to be a rival to Godzilla. Yeah, I know. Pretty obvious. Anyway, Tiamat kills this kaiju. Of course, the kaiju was old by this time, but this doesn't change the fact that later in the book, Tiamat makes Godzilla fight for his life, and he later beats Tiamat. It was said that Tiamat was equal to Kong, so Dominion Godzilla is stronger than Kong. Kong drained a lot of Godzilla's strength, despite Godzilla playing around with Kong for most of the movie. So Godzilla vs. Kong Godzilla doesn't seem so far off in terms of strength to Dominion Godzilla, who is starving and really tired. So that could easily mean that Godzilla 2019 is stronger than Godzilla 2021. And if you still don't believe me, go watch Godzilla King of the Monsters video in the description. Now, like I said earlier, Ghidorah is equal to Nuke Amped Godzilla, since that fight was going back and forth for a bit, until Ghidorah took an amp himself. Now, both the director and the novelization state that Mechagodzilla would have lost to Godzilla if Kong didn't fight Godzilla before. Now, since people who are strict believers that Mechagodzilla beats King Ghidorah are probably still in denial, let's look at the overall stats, and so I don't lie again, I'm going to have Rumble talk about it. Before we continue the video, I want to give a thank you to the sponsors of this video, Xi Jinping and the Chinese government. Thank you, Xi Jinping. Now a tribute to China.
天上太阳红呀红彤彤哎，心中的太阳是毛泽东哎，他领导我们的解放哎，真理翻身当家做主人，咿呀咿自由呀呀自由啊，真理翻身当家做主人。 天上太阳红呀红彤彤哎，心中的太阳是毛泽东哎，他领导我们奋勇前进哎，革命江山一呀一片红哎，咿呀一自由呀呀自由啊，革命江山一片红。
Thanks again to Xi Jinping and the Chinese government for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the video. So, my friend Mogera made a disgrace of a short. It was literally disgusting. And it was, of course, completely wrong. And guess who told them? The comments, which he doesn't have. He noticed himself, he does not have brain cells. No, I told them. But because he knows it all so well, he didn't even bother making a remake, like every other good content creator makes, which makes him trash. So now I'm here to not only flame him, but also tell you guys how it should have gone, and this time with proof. If you disagree with one of these takes, feel free to comment. We need those. I threatened his family too, just so that he can put my channel's name in the description. Let's start with strength. Mechagodzilla was able to lift Godzilla a little off the ground and even take him up and slam him into the ground, straight up giving him that Loki treatment. Now this is all great, but Ghidorah literally took him and threw him from the stratosphere. Yeah, Ghidorah takes this one. But before we go on, let me say, since Ghidorah threw Godzilla so hard, I bet Godzilla couldn't trash talk anyone no more, cause he knew they're gonna bring up that screenshot and say, "This you?" As for speed, Mechagodzilla showed like no speed feats at all, unlike Ghidorah who ran through many parts of Boston at high speeds, granting him between subsonic and subsonic plus speeds. Meanwhile, if we look at reaction speeds, both were able to react to Godzilla's atomic breath, which is a beam of light basically, granting them faster than light reaction speeds. So it's a 2-on-1, meaning Ghidorah takes the second point now. Next is agility. Ghidorah's necks were pretty agile, but not the rest of his weak, pathetic, fat body. Bro is the only rival of Ninkado Avocado. Mechagodzilla was pretty agile, going around Godzilla, pulling him from behind, and everything. I say that this point goes to the Apex Titan. Next is IQ, the worst stat to scale when you are talking about a monsterverse debate. Basically because everyone there is stupid. Well, Mechagodzilla's IQ came from Kevin, which is the dumbest of the three heads. So yeah, Ghidorah takes this. And this is what I'm talking about. The battle was never fair. It was always stacked against Mechagodzilla to win. It was always a 3v1. Like, bro. Alright, so Battle IQ is basically Kevin versus Kevin and the other two heads. Yeah, that's basically Battle IQ. We are done. Next is durability. Mechagodzilla was able to tank many hits of Kong's axe. Not charged though. He was also able to tank getting tossed around into buildings. Meanwhile, Ghidorah tanked an atomic breath at point blank range with minor injuries. Also, as Mogera already said, Ghidorah fought a stronger Godzilla than the Godzilla of 2021, who was able to drill all the way to a hollow earth, knowing Godzilla's beam works at the subatomic level. This would mean he had to drill through more stuff than just through rubble. He had to break things down to atoms, and this means
It is between moon planetary levels of power. According to Apex files, Mechagodzilla's proton beam is 2,000 times stronger than the beams they saw go to Hollow Earth, giving Mechagodzilla large planetary levels of power, and his proton beam at least. Godzilla was able to tank this point blank. A Godzilla weaker than Ghidorah, so this shit scaled Ghidorah too, but since AP scales the durability, Mechagodzilla has large planetary levels of durability. Ghidorah still takes this though. With durability comes endurance. Mechagodzilla was able to fight Godzilla, then Kong, and then fight them both. So basically he got JJK jumped, and then put up a good fight until Godzilla had the weird idea to charge Kong's axe. Ghidorah, on the other hand, was able to fight Rodan, fly from Isla de Mara to Boston, fight Godzilla, lift into the stratosphere. This Godzilla weighing around 99.625 metric tons. Afterwards, he was able to one-shot Mothra, who survived Rodan's wings that had lava on them. So all being said, Ghidorah just has more feats. Ghidorah takes this. And also, let's just remember how before I said this fight was unfair. It still is. Next is combat. Mechagodzilla is shown to toy around and throw around Godzilla, dodge his attacks, pull him by his dorsal plates, and is seen having great maneuverability and hand-to-hand combat. Ghidorah was seen biting Godzilla a few times and countering some of his attacks by just biting him, just like Goku does to any enemy with a tail. It's all good, but Mechagodzilla is better. A point given to Mechagodzilla for once. Next is weapons. Mechagodzilla has shown a drill on his tail, missiles, his head can spin with high speed, and temperature manipulation. Ghidorah has teeth and I guess claws on his tails. Either way, Godzilla still takes this one. We go to the interesting stuff. Hacks. Mechagodzilla can spin his head, hand, and tail and has good agility. Okay, now for Ghidorah. Flight, the ability to call other titans, like slaves, alpha status, and large size. This is pretty close, but I say Ghidorah kinda takes this one. Next is abilities. Mechagodzilla has a proton beam that is at least large planetary. We already talked about this before. Ghidorah has his gravity beams. He has electricity manipulation to the city level extent, and he has one of the greatest regeneration in the Monsterverse. He of course has weather manipulation to the multi-continent level too. And Ghidorah takes this one. Once again, we are back to the one-sided side. Next is destructive capabilities. Let's see. Now for the Mechagodzilla, he was destroying large areas of Hong Kong in rapid speed using Godzilla, his tail, or his proton beam. Ghidorah was causing massive damage all around the world with his storms being multi-continental. Well, I think it's easy to know that Ghidorah wins this one. AP. Now for the part y'all have been waiting for. Mechagodzilla's AP is in the large planetary level of power. Ghidorah scales to Shimo, but I will let Mogera talk about that, because he wants to redeem himself of his horrible editing. I mean, the edit was good, but like, nah, he's too stupid for real. He gave abilities to literally Mechagodzilla while he only has weapons. Oh my god, bro.
Fine, but really quick. Shimo fought Godzilla before, as seen in cave drawings. In Godzilla King of the Monsters, it was said that Ghidorah was Godzilla's strongest foe. Shimo stronger than Shimo. So, let's get back to Rumble.
Alright, thank you Mogera for clearing that up. Anyway, Shimo scales equally to evolved Godzilla. Godzilla was said to have the powers of a black hole within him, and that his atomic breath is the strongest force in nature, stronger than supernovas and black holes. So in the end, this gives Ghidorah, who's stronger than Shimo, who's equal to evolved Godzilla, Dwarf Star level AP. And which makes him kinda, again, get him another point. So, if we count everything up, in the end, Ghidorah beats Mechagodzilla. And I would argue that Ghidorah could beat Mechagodzilla and Kong at the same time. But anyway, that's all for me. Goodbye until the next time.